And of course there were empty seats. So I was very happy. And the first time when I was in Korea, and I thought, inside, and they're electronically powered in English. It's very helpful. So you won't get lost. Hi, my name is Rahel. I'm from the USA. I always use, because I don't own a car here, and I'm very impressed by the public system here. The subway system is amazing. In fact, I really don't understand how they designed it. You see it on many levels, and you can get everywhere. Everything is really written very clearly so you can find your way. So today, I'm going to talk about the parts of the subway system that I find most amazing. Number one, seats for elders, and this includes also pregnant women, parents with children, and anybody who might be disabled or handicapped in some way. It's really fantastic. And today, I was riding on the subway, and of course there were empty seats. So I was very happy and very relieved. I know that these are assigned seats you see with signage there, and my experience with this has been fantastic. As an elder, the subway could be super crowded, but the seats that are designated are usually empty. You won't see anybody except those kinds of people sitting in them. So usually when I get on the subway, I'm thinking, oh, I'm so tired, or, you know, I've had to climb some stairs, or I've walked a long way, and I am looking forward to being able to sit because I have a long way to go, many stops. And my experience is usually that even in rush hour, I can find a seat because those designated seats for elders are usually empty, unless there's a lot of elders sitting there, but nobody else is going to sit there. They're very respectful of the elders in that way. The first time when I was in Korea, and I thought, that's pretty cool, you know, because you don't see that in many places, especially in America. You don't have designated seats except maybe for handicapped people. And this was really a surprise to me, and a happy surprise, because as an elder, you know, it's hard to stand up for a long time. The most surprising is that the seats are not taken by anybody except those people that it's designated for. So I really respect that in the Korean culture, that they really pay attention and they really respect the fact that there are designated seats for elders. So number two, every subway has an elevator. First, I didn't know this, and I was dragging suitcases or, you know, walking up long staircases, but I found out soon that if you look, there's always an elevator wherever you go. So, which is really nice. Again, it's very thoughtful and considerate. The Korean culture, I remember my mother was older and she was in a wheelchair, and it was getting harder for her to walk also. And she had to really scream and yell and, you know, and petition the government to make certain designated pathways and elevators in buildings. And here in Korea, they already have that. So it's really impressive. Sometimes the staircases are very, very long with, and you know, you walk up halfway and you're out of breath. So I always now look for the elevator, and I'm happy to say that I always find one. I'm not sure. In America, I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, what the system is. I hope that they have some kind of elevator. They probably have a handicap lift, a stair lift or something like that, but where I was living in the States recently, it was rural New Hampshire, so actually we didn't have much public transportation. We were dependent on cars. And so in the city, I'm not really too sure if they have modernized it, but from what I remember, wow, it was difficult. So really, I appreciate a lot in Korea is the fact that they are considerate. They are thinking about the needs of the elderly. They are thinking about people who may have heavy suitcases or may be carrying heavy bundles. And those designated seats, or the elevator, things like that, the escalator as well, you can always count on that. They are thinking and considering the needs of every person who lives here. So number three is the signage. Often, because we are dependent on the public transportation, so you're not always sure, but we have good maps and good signs. And when you get into the subway station itself, there's always signs in a couple of languages, and thank goodness in English as well. So you won't get lost. You'll always be able to see a sign. If you just look around, there's a sign. Transfer with arrows, and even on the floors. and they're color-coded, which is really, really nice. You also have signs for the handicapped and the disabled and the elderly, to the elevator, things like that, in English. So I can always count on that. It's very helpful. Also, you have maps inside, and they're electronically powered. You can touch the sign, you can find your language. I just press the English, and I look, and everything is translated automatically into English. 4, every subway station is like a mini mall. And I'm always distracted because in every station there's something new to see. There's always food, and you go in there and the smells are really good. If you're not hungry, you're going to be hungry in a minute, and you're going to want to buy something. So in this particular subway station that I was at, there was this delicious bakery, and I wanted to buy everything there. I kept looking, which one should I choose, because everything looked so delicious. And the smell, wow. I walked into that area and I went, wow, what's that smell? And I turned around and there's a bakery. And each subway station is really interesting because although they may have similar stores, they have different kinds of stock. It's really an experience. And they're not very expensive also. If I'm hungry, I can stop. Also, there are restaurants inside, and I can stop. If I've got the time, I can get some really good food. And so if I have the time, I will go to a subway station and eat. But the interesting thing is, you're not supposed to eat inside the subway itself when you're in transit. I noticed that many people abide by the rule. No, you don't see people eating. Sometimes I want to take something to eat because, I'm going to sit for a while, I want to drink some coffee, but we're not allowed to. So you eat before, you eat in the station, and then you get on the subway. So that's why the subways are kept very clean. Number 5, Wi-Fi. We can't live without Wi-Fi in today's world. And there's Wi-Fi availability in every single subway station. You can just click into and connect to the Wi-Fi. It's public Wi-Fi. Usually if I'm walking around outside or something, if I need to use Wi-Fi, I go into the subway station, and I can count on always being able to get my messages and any important notices or phone calls, whatever I need. So out of all of those things, I think that if I were back in America, the thing I would like most is actually the availability of the stores, the kind of the mini mall. Go into a subway station and enjoy a snack, enjoy a meal, enjoy some shopping. Actually, that was the most surprising to me, and I think that a lot of other countries could really enjoy that. They could benefit from having mini malls in every single station. Thank you very much. I'd just like to remind you that if you like this video, don't forget to click on like and subscribe. See you later.